So, alright, here we go. So, my Discourse community project is about gaming. You heard that right? It's about gaming. So, pretty much, I did my Discourse community project about gaming because, well, I grew up with it and I'm passionate about it in some degree. So, I guess I wanted to talk about it. So, I mean, so, alright. So, I'm gonna break this video down into some, in segments, where I explain each of my, whatever they're called, and, I'll get into that right now. Boop. Okay, so, first, one of the criteria of a Discourse community is having a set of common public goals. Gamers often have set goals amongst the group. Those common goals are what gamers call 100% of games. 90% of gamers don't do this, but we still strive for it anyways. And it's one of the most important parts of gaming because it's a part of having fun. Playing a game to its fullest potential is passion to gamers, and it's their primary objective when it comes to the community. The way that this is proven is by looking at the members of the gaming community's gamer score, or their achievements or trophies or whatever the console calls it. This is a point system based off of a game's possible objective called objects called achievements. This score reflects the amount of effort you put into a game or completing a game. So pretty much when you complete a game, you can either continue playing and go the extra mile and do all the extra stuff that no sane person likes to do, or you could just beat the game and be normal or enjoy the rest of your day. Yeah. Next. The second criteria the Discourse community must have is mechanisms of intercommunication amongst its members. Gamers have very effective means of communication. A very common method of communication is the chat system implemented into game consoles. You can find anyone who plays online and invite them to what on console is called a party. In a party, you're free to talk with a headset or no headset to other players who are online, and it allows for a large communication possibility. If I were to get online and open up a public party, I could find people playing the same game on the same or complete other side of the world. This allows for effective communication while playing the game, or it allows widespread communication. So, that your friends aren't online, you could get like a band of randoms you've never even met in your life. I mean, in certain games like Destiny, you oftentimes have to do that because, well, it's such a big game that your friends aren't gonna always be doing the same thing as you, so you're gonna need a new group eventually who's gonna be probably doing the same thing as you or whatever. So you're gonna need that kind of versatility in your communication, man. It's just simple. Yeah. Next. Okay, I've been struggling for the past 10 minutes to figure out a simpler way to say this, and I don't care anymore, so I'm just gonna read what's on my script. Another criteria of a Discourse community is they must utilize and hence possess one or more genres in the communicative furtherance of its aims. Why I worded that like that, I have no idea. Gamers have a really wide spread of wide. wide spread of genres. Anywho, gamers can play almost anything. They can, which includes FPS, which stands for first person shooter, action, puzzles, MMOs, all sorts of stuff. There's almost no limit to what kind of genres there is with games. And these genres help towards community goals by improving more and more challenges in the community. So with how much the community of that game progresses in effectiveness and skill, it may get harder over time due to developers making patches and new content over time, stuff like that. And this also goes hand in hand with 100% in games, because the better that the players get, the more stuff will get added. And and stuff like puzzle games and FPSs typically have the most objectives, seeing as how they usually have a multiplayer, some kind of campaign, and some kind of arcade type thing. And this allows for more achievements and for gamers to have constantly new challenges and more aims in the community as a whole. Next. Okay, now this is going to be the most annoying one to talk about. Yeah. Next one is language, or Lexis, or some kind of dictionary, whatever you want to call it. Essentially, like other Discourse communities, gamers have their own kind of language, which, let me just use some simple ones before I make everyone watching this video have a stroke. Let me just use like AFK, which stands for away from keyboard, which refers to someone playing an online computer game and they leave their computer to do something else. Or MMO, which means mass multiplayer online, which refers to a really big game that that a lot of people play. But it definitely gets a lot more complex than that. I don't have the time to teach it to a bunch of people in this class, because half of you wouldn't get it within the first minute. So I'm gonna move on from this before yeah. Oh, okay. So yeah, the last criteria I'm gonna talk about is Discourse communities have to have a threshold of members with a suitable degree of expertise, meaning they have to be skilled, essentially. So some members of gaming communities are considered to be experts or professionals. These experts are typically these gamers are typically the ones who who develop new games, or help develop new games, or write articles, or make YouTube videos, stuff like that. And they usually know everything about the game that they're playing, which is why they're considered experts in the first place. You wouldn't call yourself an expert if you didn't know anything about what you were talking about. But they're usually people who have like years of experience. Like what is the example? Probably just throw a picture of the dude on the screen. Like Optic Scump, who's probably been playing COD for longer than I've been living on this earth. Or Ninja, who's literally gotten famous off of a game that finesses little kids for the lunch money. Yeah, so I mean, these are the kind of people who would be considered professionals or experts at the game that they play. And that's just one of the criterias of a Discourse community, of the gaming Discourse community. And I guess that's kind of what the perfect example of what the threshold of levels of members in the gaming Discourse community would be. Where like there's the fodder people, or the noob people, the mid-tier people who are like, they have no kind of status, and then there's the professionals who everyone watches and wants to be like when they play. So that's kind of it. So yeah, I'm gonna end this right here, right now.